It's nice to see some new names here, new faces. Jagruti Ben, Harsha Ben, and Aarti Ben. Nice to see you. This is a very important topic, so I just wanted to express gratitude for the opportunity to speak with you all today.
Uh,
It is a privilege and an honor to be able to share Dadaji's knowledge with you all. Did you want to do the three mantra,
yeah, yeah,
Chandrakanji?
yeah. Let us
Okay.
do it together.
Okay. Namo
Namo
Arihantanam.
Arihantanam, Namo
Namo Sithanam.
Siddhanam, Namo
Namo Ayarihanam.
Yanam, Namo
Namo
Vajjanam,
Vajjayanam.
Namo
Namo
Yoe
Yoe
Sauva
Sava Sahunam.
Svahunam, Eso
Eso
Pancha
Panchanamukharo.
Namukkaro, Sabva
Savapavapanasam.
Pavapanasano,
Mangalanam cha
Mangalanam cha
Sarvesim.
Sarvesim, Padamam
Padamam Havai
Havai
Mangalam.
Mangalam. Om
Om
Namo
Namo Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya. Om
Om Namah
Shivaya.
Shivaya. Jai Satchidanand.
Sachidanand.
Jai
Jai Sachidanand.
Satchidanand.
So, dear friends, today we have very important session because this session is answer to the question how to become happy, secret of happiness. And today we have with us Miss Shaila Mulji from USA. She is live from USA. Shaila Mulji, madam, has a direct grace of the enlightened one. And since then, she has helped a lot to Holistic Science Research Center. She has translated some very profound spiritual literature from Gujarati. So, thank you very much for her contribution. And to deal with this today's topic, I request Shaila ma'am to take the charge. Thank you, ma'am. Please.
Thank you, Jai Satchidanand. So before we start, I wanted each of you to take a moment to just close your eyes, and I want to appreciate that you're here, but close your eyes, take a moment to just notice your whole body, notice the weight of your body, the weight of your feet, wiggle your toes, feel your toes. Take a moment to express gratitude to every cell in your body and your mind for all the hard work that they do for you. And the gift of this human life and the opportunity to learn and to grow and to share knowledge
How lovely.
and to maximize the gift of this human life. I just wanted to take a moment to express my gratitude to each of you for being committed to growth and to introspection and before we start our practice. And thank you so much for being here. So gratitude, one should never forget our obligations of mother, father, and guru. This is an Apta Sutra, 1924, from Dada Bhagwan's Apta Sutras. So without our mother and father and our Guru Dev, we would not be here, number one, but we would not have the any kind of samskar to even think about being better humans, having quality of life, wanting to maximize the gift of human life. So one of the things that Dada Bhagwan had always said is, and Kanu Dadaji, never forget the gift of your mother and father and the Guru Dev that you have in your life that has given you divine insights and guidance. Next slide, please. Chandrakanji? Okay. So our gratitude to our parents is not just for looking after us and our children, being concerned and putting us through our education, guiding us through difficult times. But most importantly, when we have the gift of our parents, they are there, they hold us in their hearts. We're their hearts walking around in a different body. As a mother myself, I know that no matter how old our sons become, a part of our heart is always in them, in their bodies, walking around. And there have been studies done that link our genetics at the most ultra subtle levels, how connected parents are to their children. It's beyond science at some level, but they are starting to discover that there is such a genetic at a cellular level, such a deep connection between parents and their children. So we can never forget. And if you want to understand a little bit more about the relationship of a father and a mother to their child, the autobiography of a yogi, Paramhans Yoganand, which is very dear to me. We actually have the lake, Shrine Lake in Malibu that was created between Gandhiji and Paramhans Yoganand. They had a personal relationship. So they created this, and this was one of my favorite places to visit in LA, and I've taken my parents as well. And we just happened to go on the birth date of Gandhiji, and they were doing a big procession, and they loved my parents, so they put my parents, in front, and we had the most wonderful time. And so never forget the cherished moments that we have with our parents, because without them, we would not be here and we would not be who we are. Next slide, please. So I know that Neha Gandhi and Chandrakant ji have created this wonderful presentation, and I chuckled a little bit. It's so true. We have such lives of comfort in today's world to a point where sometimes it's become a detriment because we tend not to use our minds and our creativities and even our bodies as much as we possibly could be using them, to the point where we might be becoming a little bit stagnant in that arena. Hence, people go to the gym to stay fit. People run. They try to find new types of diets so that they can keep their bodies healthy. So there's always an upside and a downside, but grateful for clean water. We have drains that we don't have to smell sewage. We can cook in a smoke-free environment. We have refrigerators to keep our food for many, many days. In the heat, we can have air conditioners to help keep a comfort level so we can actually function. We have telephones. We can pick up the phone and talk to people that are 10,000 miles away across the world. TV, we share information. And on that note, we do need to, as grateful as we are for all of these wonderful tools that we have, we also must make sure that we are very cautious about what we allow into our psyches and into our bodies and minds. So grateful for, of course, the Western nations for making our lives comfortable, but also praying for their well-being, but also realizing that a lot of the science and the history of a lot of science that's currently being utilized does come from India and was initiated in India by Indian minds, because a lot of our brilliant minds come from there and have been there for so many centuries. So we hold gratitude, and we also pray for the well-being of those who have taken that knowledge and allowed lives to become more comfortable. I like this one, which is being grateful to the British people. Gratitude always grows. And I always tell my sons that too. If you want to grow what's better in your life, show gratitude, because it's the law of attraction. What you are grateful for, you attract more of it. But if you complain about something, then you're attracting more of what you're complaining about. So if we can focus on what we're grateful for, we create abundance in our life. So we can be grateful to the British for the international language. And I believe India is one of the number one countries for English speaking
Yeah.
because of our population. And there are so many that are speaking English. In India, it's one of the number one countries where English is the language that's utilized the most. So we can be grateful to the British for that, and also teaching us about communication, revenues, law, the penal code for laws, railways, police, judiciary, bringing all of these tools to our great land of India. Next slide, please. So when we run into so many acquaintances, I know personally, fortunately, since I'm in the USA, I've been exposed to people from over 108 countries. And you learn something new from everybody that you meet. And so if you have that attitude of gratitude, then you're able to extract what wisdom that others have to share with you. So there's definitely tremendous, I can think of many, many episodes in my life where friends or acquaintances became angels, human angels for us that took us through difficult times. So always expressing gratitude to those wonderful souls that have crossed our paths. Gratitude to our spouse, it could be a husband or a wife, for protecting us during our times when we've all gone through difficult times. In these turbulent times of Kali, there's nobody on this planet of more than 7 billion people that has not seen challenges in their lives. Even the billionaires, everyone has seen challenging times, that they could write stories about, they could write books about, they could tell stories about. And so at that time, our life partner becomes such a critical force. So we never forget and always try to remember it rather than be irritated or annoyed at our partner when we are in our daily lives. Rather focus on all the wonderful times that they've been there for us. And it creates a much more harmonious and friendly and beautiful environment in our home when we lead with gratitude. Next slide, please. So grateful to the land of our birth. And I can't say that I found India backward or ugly. I visited India for the first time when I was 20, and I thought it was the most beautiful place on the planet because you feel this sense of belonging. Even my son, who is in his 30s, he was born and raised here. He considers India a place where he wants to be for the duration of his life because he feels like he belongs there. It feels like a motherland. So I don't find it backward or ugly, and I think India has advanced tremendously in the last 40 years since I've been there. So very grateful to our motherland. And also, I like this perspective, grateful to the poor people who give us a chance to exercise charity and allowing us to feel worthy. You know, this is so true. Each of us, because we have everything, the ones who have don't have to worry about food and shelter, don't have to worry about so many things and have more of a luxurious life. Sometimes you do come to a feeling of worthlessness, like, what am I here for? Then why am I here? What should I be doing? How can I make a difference? So this is true. The opportunity to serve others definitely does, we should be grateful for. And if we didn't have a life of opportunity, for example, I recently moved to the desert and our sons are all grown up. So I looked into ways to be involved in the community. And there was an organization, it's called Big Brothers, Big Sisters. So I took on a little sister who's 6 years old. Her name is Malaya. And it's wonderful to be able to mentor
Yeah.
a young girl, as, hey, Jai Sachidanand Neha Ben.
Jai
Nice
Sachidanand
to
Shaila
see
ji, how
you.
are you?
Good, good, good. And you?
Great,
So
great.
nice to see you. Thank you for putting
Same
together
here.
this wonderful presentation.
Yeah.
Welcome, ma'am.
So I was just saying I adopted this I'm a big sister to this little girl Malaya. She's from Jamaica,
Region
but
chairman.
she's such a wonderful child, and
Tonto.
it's such an awesome opportunity to connect and learn from, a 6-year-old who's going through being raised here in America. So it's always two ways. Charity works two ways. We're uplifting one, but we're also uplifting ourselves at the same time. Next slide,
Yeah.
please.
And ma'am, we have one amazing picture in this slide. The
Yeah,
Prime Minister of India washing feet
I see
of
that. I
the,
see
yeah, yeah.
Prime Minister Modi.
They
Yeah,
were the ones who
yeah, yeah.
offered their labor in building Ram Mandir, and Modi ji is washing their feet. So in
Oh
this
my God, that's
Twitter,
beautiful.
this shows
That's
his
beautiful.
sense of gratitude. Huh? Thank you.
Yes, yes. And he lives that, and the way he carries himself, and he does do a lot of bhakti of Shivji, I see. So,
Yeah.
he's embodying the role for sure, for sure. So, gratitude to nature and different circumstances for providing us with fresh air, water, the foods that we eat, the fruits, the sunrise, the sunsets, hills and valleys. In the desert, especially in the summer season, it's so hot. It's over 100 degrees for months on end. So poor Mother Earth, gets so heated and so dry. So we had, like you, we had some monsoon rains, and I could feel how it felt so cooling to Mother Earth. And so I would take my bike in the morning at 6 a.m. and ride and you see the mountains and you feel a connection to nature, especially in the early morning hours. And it's such an uplifting and wonderful feeling to have that opportunity. So, grateful to Mother Nature and the opportunity to observe and enjoy. Our son just took a trip to Alaska, and he got to see the orcas, the killer whales with their babies, just, in raw, in the water, and just between a small boat and them just communing with nature. But it was just so amazing to be there, and it's so refreshing, and you get energized by Mother Nature. So it's important to get that daily dose, if not at least and once or twice a week, to be out there in Mother Nature and soak up that energy. It's been my personal experience that nature is a source of tremendous energy. We can gain so much from Surya Narayan Dev, from Chandra Dev, from so many of nature's forces. We can, if we connect to that energy, it'll empower us to live more naturally in a very unnatural world. It has been my own personal experience. So very grateful for incidents of sickness, loss of wealth, and I know none of us have experienced that, right? Or any other painful experience which became instrumental in changing the course of our lives. I can say that definitely is especially sickness when we have vyadhi. Even Srimad Rajchandra had said at that time, nobody can help you but yourself and your own inner spiritual journey, because there's nothing besides the good wills of others that can help you at that time. And it can be transformational. I have my parents, they're 86 and 90 now. They're very devout to Dada Bhagwan. They met him 40 years ago. And I can see when they're passing through Vyadi, how beautiful the Gnan is for them, because they're able to speak to their Vyadi, their pain, their physical pain, as though they are separate from it. and I experience them, and it's so wonderful to be able to have these conversations with them rather than it bringing them down. They're able to rise out and above from it. And I'm so grateful to that Bhagwan that I can have these conversations with them in even their most difficult, painful episodes. Okay, moving to the next slide. So in our Indian Sanskriti, Namaskar is a wonderful way to greet. And I do go into an office on a daily basis, and instead of shaking people's hands, I will offer them a namaskar. And thankfully, in the American culture too, because of yoga and meditation, and how many Americans are embracing everything Indian because they want what we have. They want the peace. They want to be spiritual. They want to rise above all this tension and the anxiety that they're experiencing. So they will offer their namaskars. They'll laugh a little bit, but they will offer their namaste as well, which is wonderful. And I do practice it here as well, but it really has so much meaning for us. And it allows us to make a bridge. No matter what the background of the person, you immediately find a bridge to cross rather than uh, dissension. And as you all know, and you probably hear in the news, there has been tremendous chaos occurring here in the United States. And so there is no better time to allow Dada to make us an instrument of peace and harmony. And that's the attitude with which we have to live our lives because Dada has given us a responsibility as a Mahatma to be that force. No matter how difficult or how divided a culture. I'm in an environment where literally, things are 50-50 divided. And so we have to carry ourselves with so much grace. And, at the end of the day, a Baidan becomes our greatest ally is, prapta man vachan kaya thiya jagat na koi pan jiv matra ne kinchit matra par dukh na ho, no ho, no ho. That becomes our biggest ally in this environment, I must say. I can't speak too much about it, but it's something that we're going through at this time. Gratitude is one of the principal parameters of applied spirituality, and we're living it. And I'm sure in your environments too, you encounter it on a daily basis. And coming back to nonviolence is our greatest retreat and our greatest gift that we can carry with us on a constant basis. So I do find throughout the day, even in the workplace, that we're having to utilize what Bhavesh Chandraji has given us in Guru Purnima this year, the reset, Jai Satchidan, and restart. And we find ourselves doing that on a very kind, and Bhavesh Bhai had said in Guru Purnima that the more you do it, the better, because then you know that you are on the right path. You're on your path of moksha. So we've been utilizing it quite often. Next slide, please. So gratitude, oh, Mahatma Gandhi ji had given a wonderful one. And I can honestly say that I have utilized this just yesterday, in fact. I had a client that was just, no matter what word you say, it just wasn't enough. So at that point, you become quiet and you just pray to their Shuddhatma. And that's the only thing. And you express gratitude from your heart. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, thank you. Yes, thank you, like Bhavesh Chandraji had said in Guru Purnima. And it worked. By the end of the call, she says, I said, ma'am, you're welcome to, if you need to find some other place. Oh, no, no, no. I want to work with you. So this is science at work. It's not something we are making up. Like Kanu Dadaji said, that science without religion is crippled, and religion without science is crippled. We have to live our science. And this is through the grace of the Gnani Purush, we're able to do so because we're able to make him present, to invoke his presence when we need him, and which is on a constant basis these days because life is becoming moving so quickly, and it's like a balanced chaos for Mahatmas. Because although there's chaos, Dadaji and I, Kanu Dadaji and I, in April of 2019 in Moore Park, we had a conversation about the scientists at NASA and how they're working on a project about the topic of chaos. So the chaos topic is being researched. But Dadaji had said for us Mahatmas that we can find balance and harmony in the chaos. And this is what is Gandhiji is saying, that always express gratitude to a client because they're always there, a customer, a guest, a client. They're always there to free us from our mistakes and to also contribute to our lives by allowing us to increase the wisdom that we have in our own hearts. So we're not doing them a favor by serving them, but they're giving us a favor by giving us the opportunity to serve them. Next slide, please. So, everybody needs a nighttime routine. And here it's a common thing in America. People talk about it, especially in the yoga community, that you should have a ritual before you go to sleep. So Dadaji had always says, the best thing is of course thinking of something positive that happened during the day. Conversations that we had, a customer that appreciated us, a smile from Nidhi Dhyasan when you look up and you see Dadaji looking at you and smiling, and anything that creates peace and harmony in our heart center is a wonderful way to start our night process because for Mahatmas, our nighttime is the best time to recharge the spiritual batteries of mind, speech, and body so that we can gather all of our resources for the next day and whatever is coming to face us the following day, and build that our spiritual wealth, that treasure chest, and fill it up with all the jewels that we need for the next following day. Next slide, please. So we're moving on to charity. I think gratitude we have talked about quite extensively. And as I always tell my children, gratitude grows. In a simple two words, gratitude grows. So if you want abundance in your life, express gratitude because we're never going to be grateful for something that we don't like. So if you want more of what you like in your life, be grateful for it. The universe will give you more. It's a simple law of attraction. So moving on to charity. Charity is the investment in the safest bank with the highest interest. Dada Bhagwan. That is so brilliant. I mean, how can you even dispute that? Nobody can dispute it. It's such a wonderful, wonderful Apta Sutra of Dada. Anyway, moving on to the next slide. I don't need to speak for it, it speaks for itself. So, most faiths, I know Swaminarayan recommends 10%. Most faiths recommend that you offer a percentage of whatever the universe provides you with as far as income for orphans, for poor people, education, medical relief, spiritual activities. it varies from 5 to 25% of your income. Although in today's world, we have such a sad but true income divide. You know, the rich have too much and the poor have too little. And in between, the income spread is very uneven. It could be a lot better. So we can always pray that there's a better distribution of wealth on the planet. So that because there's enough for everybody. There's enough food, there's enough resources for everybody on the planet. But unfortunately, that's not how it's being distributed through the populations. So we can pray for that. That's one power that we do have. We can also do our part. So whatever small amount that even a kind word is also a form of charity. Listening to somebody's holding space for them when they need to express their frustration or their sadness, just holding space and listening to somebody. That's a huge charity. There's so many ways as a human being that we can offer charity. It's just a matter of being willing to offer that part of ourselves and freeing up our hands and holding them open rather than a fist and closed hands. So the Bhagavad Gita says that a thief is someone who does not give charity and uses everything they earn just for their own personal pleasures and their personal use. Thankfully, I was raised in a wonderful family, and we also met Nana Bhagwan that is always practiced charity and has taught us to do that. So Dada Bhagwan says that any monetary wealth does not last for more than a time cycle of 11 years. And I've seen it in my own lifetime with people who have held $1 million in their bank account and it disappears after 11 years. This I have experienced and seen with my own eyes and ears and experience. So this is a law of karma. No charity does considerable harm to oneself. The flow of divine guidance within oneself gets blocked. And that tends to indulge. What happens is your psyche, your whole well-being goes in a downward flow. And that leads to addictions, alcohol, other very strange behaviors, and maybe a loss of mental well-being and losing wealth by way of family sickness, quarrels, litigations, lawsuits, falling victim of cheating. We've actually had many cases here in the US where people that are that don't know get scammed, and somebody calls them and they literally empty their bank accounts. These kind of things are happening. So if we just draw some boundaries as what is it that we need? We need shelter, we need food, we need good flowing water, and just accept what is necessary for our well-being and make a life for how can we contribute to the betterment of society? How can we contribute to the betterment of humanity? Have a mindset that's more geared towards service will help us to not fall into this trap of losing wealth in ways that are undesirable. In modern times, it is seen that uncharitable businessmen lose wealth by staff leaving them or unrest, labor strikes, lockouts, recession, and many other unforeseen calamities. Here in the US, we have seen some incredible changes, to the point that it's hard to even mentally wrap your mind around. And it really helps to have these insights of Dada Bhagwan to be able to accept some of the things that we are seeing and experiencing. And honestly, I'm so grateful to my parents and our upbringing that we were always taught to be honest, to be sincere, to do things the right way. And so that has kept us insulated from a lot of the horrible things that we are seeing happening here in the United States itself and around the world, actually. So, next slide, please. Charity makes a man pure, benevolent, and virtuous. Divine energy starts flowing into the internal system. Charity, which is given for name and fame, although being good, can lead to arrogance. So it's difficult to remain charitable and be humble at the same time, but it is possible to move in that direction with a conscious effort. So this is true, and that's something that we all need to be very, very cognizant of, that we always practice humility and realize that it is not because of our own efforts, but so many evidences and the grace of so many forces that the good things in our lives are there. And by practicing gratitude, I think it helps us to stay away from becoming arrogant, because it humbles us when we are grateful. Charity is a repayment of debt to nature, who provides us air and water. Ford had said that service is the rent that we pay for this life, which is true. You know, we have to give something back. We get these minds and bodies free from nature that we get to experience our life by, but what are we offering to the world? So the two most important elements as an act of charity are self-purification. So this leads to abaidan, which Dada Bhagwan had said. You know, people talk about wanting to have the lowest level of of toxicity and ozone emissions into the environment. The biggest ones are anger, pride, attachment, and greed. So when we work on self-purification, it is a huge act of charity towards humanity itself and to our planet and to all living beings, all sentient living beings, because they all benefit from the vibrations and the energy and the what your presence is offering to the planet. Next
Wonderful.
slide, please.
Wonderful. And ma'am, with your kind permission, may I
Yes,
read the picture is there?
please do. I was going to say
Yeah,
if anybody wants to read it.
yeah. It's a quote
Yes,
from Charles Dickens, and he says, "No one is useless in this world who lightens the burdens of another." So this is answer to the question when people say, "I have nothing to give." Huh? If nature has made everyone in such a way that if he desires, he has something to donate, he has something to give as a charity. Okay, thank you,
it's
ma'am.
it
Thank you.
all that's a wonderful quote. I love it. And it's about our intention. If you have the intention to make a difference in
Yeah,
somebody's life, the universe will, there's so many that need it. The universe will bring them to you.
right.
Literally. So when we give charity, we should not think of hundreds of poor people whom we cannot help, because that just brings us down. It makes us feel like, oh, well, I'm never going to be able to help anybody. So it's kind of a pointless exercise. And I can see where you and Nehaben came up with this. You start to wonder, well, where should I start? Who can I help? There's so many people that need help.
Yeah.
And what I've started doing is taking a few minutes in the early morning hours and just sending out, a prayer of compassion and kindness, because I see what's happening in Gaza. You see all this violence, and it makes your heart feel sad that why what reason is there for this suffering? It's like a hell on earth. And so by doing a compassion and praying for the people of the world who are suffering, it's just one way that we can offer something, even though we can't do everything for everybody. But even a 10-minute prayer, um, it's going to go into the ether. It's going to reach somebody somewhere. So our biggest power is of purification and prayer. We are not the only people in the world to do charity. This is true. Nature keeps on producing hundreds of needy people and enough rich ones to make up the balance. This is a wonderful point. Like Dada Bhagwan said, not one Parmanu is less or not Parmanu is more. There's a complete homeostasis in the universe. So nothing is ever lost and nothing is ever gained. So it's a good thing to give us peace and harmony. So the highest charity is to teach and make people practice benevolence, spirituality, self-knowledge, and to share. Sharing is caring and caring is sharing. So whatever you have, even if it's just a kind word or if it's just putting your hand on somebody's shoulder and you know they're experiencing sadness, that is a form of charity, and it's a high form of charity. In today's world, people don't have time to look away from their phones. Their phones are their best friend. Before they even look at their family members, they're looking at their phones. You know, we have become we have lost so much basic humanity in today's world because of technology. Technology is allowing us to communicate right now.
Yeah.
So it can be used for good, but the same amount it can literally destroy our interpersonal relationships. So I think it's very important to also practice mindfulness with our technology. There are a few people that are capable to undertake the task of imparting the virtues of benevolence, universal brotherhood, and spiritual elevation. Chandrakanji, would you be so kind and read the next few
Yeah, yeah,
bullets?
yeah.
Yes, please.
Should I read this, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Ah, there are few people capable to undertake the task of imparting the virtues of benevolence, universal brotherhood, and spiritual elevation. Guiding people on the spiritual path, setting up of ashrams and meditation centers, etc., are also acts of subtle charity. Okay, Saint poet Tulsidas ji, he has composed a popular couplet which, when translated in English, reads like this: "O Tulsi, river water does not decrease because of drinking by birds. In a similar fashion, wealth does not decrease by it is given as charity. On the contrary, it increases by divine help." Thank you, ma'am.
G. So silent charity is a shortcut to prosperity by activating divine forces to work for us. Dada Bhagwan says, man is a guest of nature. Storing money with a distrust of nature is opposite of charity.
Yeah.
So would you be so kind and read the quote?
Well, see, in Jainism, it is called
Yeah,
parigraha, storing something
parigraha.
more than required. So these are
Yes.
this is the quality of ants and honeybees. They always store in huge quantity, and later some plunderer comes and rob them off. Right? The similar happens for human beings also. Okay.
Yes, yes. Actually, Kanu Dadaji was talking about in a satsang about how a Gnani Purush can hear even on a ant's feet. They can hear the janjars on an ant's. Their shrut is so powerful.
Right. Right, right.
Okay, so
So
types of donation and their fruits. Mindfulness to ensure that no living being is hurt by mind, body, or speech
yes, you
is
said that
abhaidan.
earlier, right? Yes,
Yes.
yes,
One who ensures that no living beings are hurt anyway, as all living beings love to live.
yeah,
So as you speak of Jainism, and that's where ahimsa
yeah,
comes into play, and that's one of the basic tenets
yeah,
of non-violence. The fruit of such mindfulness is that one transcends the fear of death and becomes fearless in all
My
circumstances.
God, my
And
God.
Chandrakanji, can you think of a time when you experienced fearlessness?
Uh,
Could share with us?
well, I didn't understand, ma'am. What did you say?
Can you think of a time when you experienced fearlessness because
Well,
of
my
your
God,
abaidan?
my God, my God. Yeah, yeah, I think quite once or twice when the circumstance was very, very horrible, there was something which came up naturally.
Yeah.
And that might be because of the intense faith in Sadguru and God. And later, things were quiet. Because I remember once it happens, I was
Huh.
passing by the road, flyover,
Okay.
I and my son on a bike.
Huh.
And at some 25 feet ahead of me,
Okay.
a truck fell down from the flyover in front of us.
Oh.
I don't know how somebody or what was thing that my son he clinged me, oh papa, and the
Oh.
truck fell down and the glasses were shattered and there was a huge noise, and we were only some 10 or 15 feet away from that
Wow. How
fallen
old was
truck.
your son?
Live accident near Navsari.
How
So
old was your son
yeah,
though?
so that time when I was not afraid. My son was so much afraid. So that
Well,
was.
how old was he?
Huh?
What was your son's age?
I think I was 39 that time.
No,
39.
your son, your son.
My son that time was 16.
Oh, yeah. That would be horrifying for a
Very,
16-year-old.
very horrified.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you,
See,
ma'am.
so we've all, and your body will react, you go into fight or flight mode, but somehow, like you said, we come back to our center. So, getting back to charity, donation of knowledge, a man who donates the scriptures and other books of knowledge improves his intelligence and does penance. He gets knowledge and propagates the best said, followed, and useful for mankind. So, thankfully, with that, Kanudadaji's blessings, I've had so much grace to that he has bestowed upon me that I've been able to um, be instrumental in this sense, and I'm so grateful for that. Imparting skills to others is also donation of
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah, it
So
is.
the teachers that are on this call, I know we have many teachers that are part of the Holistic Research Center. They're always in a state of charity because you're changing lives with the work that you do, all the guidance that you provide, the knowledge that you're giving children, the time that you dedicate to listen and to explain. That is all falls under charity
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's one of the highest forms of
Yes,
being
yes.
able to impact the life of another human being.
So Praveen Khandwe one of our participants, he is a
Yes.
professor. See, you are doing
Ah,
a wonderful charity, donation
Ji,
of
Praveen
knowledge.
ji. Wonderful. And so
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
you are a professor of what topic?
I am a professor in civil engineering, by the way.
Oh, wonderful.
But from the school age, because of the reading of the books, many libraries, I love reading books every time. So, because of that, I can experience that whatever now you have explained, the importance of gratitude, and then what is the benefit that we are ultimately getting without of this. So, whenever I always go to any temple or any place, so I just say that there should be a welfare for everybody.
Wow.
Yes. Yes,
So
that's
that is also
wonderful.
one type of that we can make the charity every time.
And that's so beautiful in India. There's a temple in every corner. There's so many temples, so much opportunity it's just a matter of being aware and having that perception Thank you so much for sharing. My middle
Yes, yes.
son, he did civil engineering from UCLA.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know Kanu Dadaji was also a civil engineer.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Pravinji, for being here. Thank you and sharing. So the person who donates medicine takes away the pain of others, wears he wears unmatched or best strength, and he wears great power. He's lively, he's brilliant, and his body is free from all disease and ailments. I don't know where you got this, but I have a hard time understanding it, Chandrakanti. Do you want to read it? You can read it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the
Okay.
two types of donations are there, medicines and food donation. Both of them
Okay.
happens everywhere. Huh? During Corona
Right.
time, Modi ji has sent this vaccination of Corona. Huh? So India has this tradition, food donation and
Right.
yes, donation. And there
Yes.
are
Yes.
self-enlightening dictums of Dada Bhagwan. Huh? Giving
Go
happiness to
ahead.
the living beings is an act of donating. How simple. This is in turn gives happiness to the giver automatically. 1955. And the second one, after sutra is one may wish for donating money for the good cause, but it is not solely within one's power. However, one must keep good wishes, for this will come true sometime in future. Wow, great. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shaila ji, we
Jay
are
Satchidanand,
fully,
everybody. I just wanted to take a moment to thank everybody
please,
for
please.
being on this in this seminar, and also take a moment to think of three things that you're grateful for, and just notice what you feel in your body and where. You will feel something warm in your heart center. When you think of gratitude, it instantly changes the chemical makeup of your mindset
Great,
and
great.
your perception. It's a very powerful, powerful tool. I've utilized it throughout my life. Nothing was easy on the path, but whenever I express gratitude, the solutions, the universe starts bringing them to you because you're opening up your heart and you're telling the universe, I'm grateful, thank you. And as soon as you do that, the any obstacles that are in your life, they start moving aside. This is I've experienced it so many times in my life that gratitude has become a way of life. It's become an attitude at this point.
Yeah,
And
thank
and
you
it
very much.
really is so helpful. Does anybody want to share? Jagruti, would you like to share? Or Neha Ben Kandi? Or who is this? Neha
જાગૃતિ
Ben
બેન
Gosai?
નેહાબેન ગોસાઈ નેહા ગોસાઈ
Oh,
શીઝ તમે બી કઈ પ્રશ્ન હોય અથવા કઈ શેર કરવા માંગો છો તો કરી શકો હા જાગૃતિ બેન બોલો ગુજરાતી ખબર પડે મેડમ
Thank-
બોલો
હા હા ગ્રેટિટ્યુડ ના સેશન માટે થેન્ક યુ. ખૂબ જ સરસ સેશન રહ્યું અને ગ્રેટિટ્યુડ ઇઝ હેલ્ધી હેબિટ.
yes,
Gratitude is a gift and gratitude is a choice also.
yes.
Gratitude is a practice and that you say gratitude is an attitude.
હા
So thank you so much for this session.
Of course.
Really very like.
જાગૃતિ
Thank you,
મેડમ
ma'am.
ઇઝ a yoga practitioner huh? She comes here to learn yoga from yogacharya.
So I certified in Ashtanga Yoga in 2003,
Okay.
and also as an urban Zen integrative therapist. And Kanu Dadaji had given blessings to go and work with the patients in 2019. So I got to work with the ICU patients to do breath awareness, body awareness, gentle yoga. And now they are hiring full time urban Zen integrative therapists at UCLA Medical, which is wonderful because it adds an element that is so badly missing from the clinical environment. It's so sterile. And every human being is an ecosystem, is a micro ecosystem and has the ability to affect their own healing.
Right,
And
right.
I was so blessed in Kanu Dadaji's presence to be able to go through that program. I tell you, it was a wonderful experience. So,
Oh, very
yes,
fun. Very fun.
yoga can be a lifesaver, especially when you're going through very,
यो भाई
very
योगा
difficult.
वाला स्टूडेंट समझ लो बोला
Yes,
योगा स्टूडेंट
definitely.
You also are a yoga student?
यस नेहा
Yeah.
गुसाई
Wonderful,
Okay,
wonderful.
okay. Shaila Ben,
Chalo,
we
Jai
express our
Srinath.
very sincere gratitude for this wonderful session. For me, it was a great revision. And I offer my sincere gratitude to you as well as to technology because this session is recorded now. And I
Good.
wish it could be someone possible if sent to Mr. President Donald Trump. This would definitely help him. Okay, because it has wonderful, wonderful
Okay.
message how to have this prosperity and peace by means of gratitude and charity. So thank
Can
you.
I share a little tidbit?
Please, please.
My oldest son, he is fighting cases against Trump's lawyers,
Oh,
and he is winning them. It's a very, and every day I pray for him because it's scary.
oh,
It's a very scary thing.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's fighting for civil rights because
Oh,
the civil rights are being taken away from
see.
people here.
So we wish.
Voting rights, uh, all kinds of rights are being taken from people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
ma'am.
it's a very difficult time here.
Yeah,
So I I I can appreciate that.
yeah. The
I don't
world
even
has
like to say that name right now,
right,
to be
right.
honest.
The world has too many problems, and they are looking. They should avail of the
You-
India for solution. Actually, they should avail of
Yes,
India.
and
Yeah.
and Nana had said that India would become the center of the world and
See.
people would come, and they are.
Right,
They
right.
are looking to India for solutions.
Okay.
And it has become a superpower in the world.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely.
Yes. And
All
so
right. Thank you very much.
you are all great contributors and
Yeah.
lots of gratitude to you all. Thank
Participants,
you.
Jagruti Bain, Praveen Khandwe sir, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you, sir.
Neha Gosai
Small
ji,
sharing was
Thank
there.
you, sir.
Sir. One small sharing was there.
please, please.
Yes.
Now in Pune, Maharashtra, India,
Yeah.
Yes.
we have now started one World Peace Center
Oh,
Oh, wonderful.
where we are trying that. So all these type of great personalities from all over the world, their learning should be practiced there, and it will be taught at till from the school level to graduation,
how
so
wonderful.
that all the
Wow.
peoples will understand that. So Mr.
That's
Vishwanath Karad was there. So he has started, he has constructed one larger dome having 3,000 capacity. And there, this meditation, gratitude, and these small other things from our Indian culture and from all over the world,
that's a great,
which
no?
are useful for establishing the peace over the world.
Praveen sir, what is the
So
name
that
of this
thing was now
organization?
started in India.
What
So
is the
I love that
organization
World
name?
Peace University. We must always once we should visit
In
the World Peace
Pune.
Center.
Yeah, that's
Yes, in
great.
Pune, Maharashtra.
What is the name of organization?
MIT University, MIT,
Okay.
World
MIT?
Peace University, MIT Pune,
Okay,
Oh,
okay. Thank you very much
wow.
for
World
sharing.
Peace
Huh?
University, MIT Pune.
That's a really great, huh? Thank you,
That's
thank you.
wonderful. Very, very
Yes, just
encouraging.
I have just sharing for this.
Yeah, yeah, thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you
It,
for
it got
sharing.
recorded, huh? Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So let us meet again. The
Yes.
next monthly webinar will be by Dr. Nimesh on acceptance, and it will be on 5th of October. Thank you very much. You can come back with your friends and relatives. Thanks a lot. Shailaben, sincere gratitude to
Thank you.
you. Thanks a lot. Participants, thank you very much. Let us meet again. Huh? Thank you. Thank you.